all know the difference between somebody who does more than what's expected and someone who does the bare minimum. These opposites often like to refer to one another as lazy or goody two-shoes. As a homeschooler, I was known as a goody two-shoes due to graduating early and starting college early and other things of the like. Since then, I've become a hardcore procrastinator at times. It comes in phases. And I've learned what it's like to be called lazy. As someone who has acquired first-hand experience in being called both of these things, my proposition today is for us to strive to go beyond expectations. Not to become goody two-shoes, but simply for our own benefits, which I'll cover in the next few minutes. Don't get me wrong, it can be good to have bragging rights. They can be helpful. Let me set a scene for you in my first point. Interviews require bragging, and bragging rights require effort. Imagine you're at an interview. How likely is it that your potential boss or the hiring committee is going to ask you how good you are at getting away with doing the bare minimum on the job? Chances are slim that a successful interview goes that way. It's much more likely that you'll be expected to give a list of accomplishments and skills to brag about in full detail, also known as a resume. A healthy resume comes from above average effort. You can't have a resume without experience, and you can't brag about non-existent successes to be proud of. Going beyond expectations starts with doing what's already expected and necessary. After that, you're setting yourself up for future successes, such as having a good job position. This leads to my next point. Once you have that job you were interviewed for, staying competitive is important in that workplace. People everywhere expect their job and everyone else's is to just show up and do their job as trained, but according to Derek Sankey, it isn't the employer or supervisor's job to manage employee effectiveness. That responsibility rests on the employee's shoulders. Now it's important to do more than expected, not just to be promoted, but to simply keep your job position. On another note, going beyond expectations can also save you money. According to the Center on Education and the Workforce at Georgetown University, 65% of jobs by the year of 2020 will require a secondary education. So obviously it's important just to have college education. So a college alone may be going beyond expectations for some people, but it doesn't have to stop there. Why not strive for the straight A's rather than live by C's, get degrees? It's okay to have lower passing grades, but there are many benefits to straight A's or close to it. Benefits to earning top-notch grades include many things, but one thing you may not be considering is that it can save you money. According to MarketWatch, good grades can bring lower interest rates on student loans because it's a sign of creditworthiness. Earning higher grades to get a lower interest rate on student loans obviously isn't everyone's policy, but it's always a good idea to have the highest GPA possible for other reasons to save money, such as scholarships. They're usually competitive, and students with a more impressive academic background are more often considered. This includes a higher GPA. Aside from all of that, going beyond expectations can improve your quality of life. As human beings, we need to be driven, motivated, to be successful, and because we have a desire to be more than what we are. We constantly look for ways to become complacent. It is my belief that we can make the quality of our lives better by being the best we can be at what we do. I can't think of any person who is ever dissatisfied with what they've accomplished in life. Helping others is a good way to improve everyone's lives, although unfortunately it seems rare anymore for us to consider others first. Pamela Laughlin posted an article on Lifehack that lists 10 ways helping others will improve your life, not just theirs. She includes valid points, including the fact that various studies have found that helping others has real physiological effects that cause you to live longer, happier, and healthier. I learned in my Human Growth and Development class this semester that there are activities linked to living longer, and volunteer work is one of those things. Just something to think about. So in conclusion, going beyond expectations has so many benefits, whether it be financial, work-related, or health-related. Hopefully this information will entice you to join me in working harder at exceeding expectations, if not for others, then at least for ourselves, because in the long run, it will be more beneficial than what we might once have thought before.